Shalom everyone, I hope that you're doing fantastic. I'm just jumping in here to do a just because reading, and for those of you who are brand new, I have changed it up on this channel by way of the divine directing me, and I only use words, and I use scripture and the living language and that kind of stuff. So if that's not something that you're looking for, then I won't be your channel. Thanks for stopping by. And those of you who are returning, welcome back. And thank you for being a part of this channel. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you who send love and light and you know, have lifted me up to the divine along my way. I can't thank you enough for that. So anyway, let's go ahead and just jump in here and see what's going on. The calendar says today, on my calendar, it states it's a loving day. And you know, every day should be a loving day. Even if you don't really have anybody there to hug you or whatever, hug yourself. I mean, you and I aren't ever alone. Some people can try to make you feel alone, but you and I really aren't alone. And once we really connect to the divine, you know, that's really all we need. Of course, you know, we need people, but we connect other ways sometimes. And some people have just, you know, I don't know. If you've watched my process, I've had to learn to just, you know, be content where I'm at. With or without, nobody can get me. Nobody's going to take my peace away. I won't allow them. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you've done in my family. I do, as far as, you know, you can't move me. You just can't move me. And you got to make up your mind, people, in this day and hour that we live in, that, you know, when we lean up on the arm of the flesh, you're cursed. You're cursed. Really are. The only one that can lead us and comfort us and put his arm around us is the great one. Okay. And when it's in his time, and he told me, I don't know why I'm going here, but I am. My spirit's just got something bubbling up inside of it. He told me to just go inside my chamber for just a little while until the calamity be past. And at his command, I leave my house, and at his command, I do this or that, okay? And we must be led of the Spirit, because there's wicked people out there, okay, that need an awakening, okay? If it's possible for them to have an awakening, then the divine will let you and I be in the right place at the right time to give a word or to sow a seed or something like that for someone to find their way, because the divine even states himself, he don't get any pleasure in seeing the wicked have to die or go through that kind of stuff. We have a divine that is for life, not for death. Anyway, so if you're feeling lonely today, just close your eyes and connect with the divine. He knows how to fill up your soul with a completeness, okay? And nobody can touch that. Your kids could never touch it. Your spouse could never touch what the divine brings fully on the inside of you to find joy. You must find that alone between you and the divine. You must be whole, all on your own. Okay, all on your own. Okay, people live and die all day long. And it is what it is, and we miss them. And at the same time, the divine seen their path just as much as he sees my path and your path as well from the moment that we were conceived. Okay, and when we rest in that, then we all our days are in a place of rest, and so it's beautiful. You don't have to worry about anything. And when you need something, when you are, you know, coming up on something that you know, okay, well, divine, you said you'd lead and guide me into green pastures. Well, he will then, okay? And he'll lay you down there to rest, and he'll set a table before your enemies, and he's got all things under control. And we just learn how to rest in that, then ain't no evil one could touch you and I. If they try, the divine will make sure that he will stamp them out, and they're going to wish they hadn't touched his people. Okay, so we're covered all the way around. Okay, so anyway, I just want to share that. So let's just go ahead and jump in here and see what the divine wants to say through this word reading for us. Oh, thank you so much, sweet divine. I just appreciate you, and I appreciate the people on this channel. We just give you all the praise and the glory for bringing us through every valley and taking us through every route in this life. Thank you for the blessings. What do you want to say? I'm just going to take one letter here and do the rest of the reading with the rest of the cards here. Thank you, sweet divine. I just invite you here, spirit of truth and understanding, in the spirit of the living God. Thank you. So we've got the energy of the mouth, the pay. And it's so important because our mouth is a seed. It's the rudder, right? It really does pave the way for our life. People eating and meditating and listening and finding wisdom, and we ask for wisdom from the divine. The divine will give us wisdom. He freely gives it to all who ask, is what we're told. So speaking, or the breath that comes out of our mouth, that's blown out of our mouth, it's our character in the Hebrew, okay? And some people have done that in secret, and some people have also gained strength by things that have been said and blown and meditated upon and all that kind of stuff, because this is a healing energy. It also can be a fallen energy either way. So we could either have light about us and chase the darkness away, or we're in darkness speaking and meditating on things we shouldn't, and as all it's going to do is just lead you right to the grave, because that energy is absolutely here. So we have to choose in our moments to listen to the great divine and his words that he's spoken and he's blown upon us and given us the breath of life within, right? Divine, I just thank you for clear, defined messages. So we have courage and determination coming out here, and joy and satisfaction and spiritual energy showing itself. Yes, our words are they're life. They're either life or death. Okay, we're told it's right there in the power of our tongue. Power is in our tongue, right? It's satisfaction or it's dung. I'm going to say it that way. This way it's coming through. So we have people feeling left out in the cold. For some people have done and said things that just didn't pay off for them. At the same time, you can turn a thing around if you connect with the divine. Okay, there's a resilience here in pushing through and not giving up, and you and I can't give up. I mean, if we're in the upright, you're going to continue to get up every single time. I don't care how many times the enemy is trying to come after you. He can't win. He won't win. He can't win if you have the true divine on you. Okay? And so whatever insecurity you may have, or you're feeling impoverished or whatever, the divine can make a way where there seems to be no way. We also have energies of addictions showing itself here, and divine grace and pride and ego really huge showing its face out here. And the divine saying whatever is being blown out the mouth in these ways of seduction and restraints and massive overloads of pride and ego, the divine is saying overall energy is that you're going to pay what you say. Okay, you either going to push through and get some divine grace today within the chaos that's around you, and he's going to put you right in the eye of the storm while everything's going on around you. He's able to protect. He's able to, if you're feeling impoverished, look, we just got to change what we say with our mouth. Okay, somebody really been really sharp with their words in such a way that it's brought such a massive chaotic destruction on somebody, which the divine's really showing it out here. So whoever this message is for, whoever's been real puffed up with high pride, it's really showing itself out here. A lot of pride is showing itself here. The divine wants you to know you're going to pay for that. Your tower is going to fall, and it's going to be unexpected. Your ego, so I don't understand how some people just think that they're all that in a bag of chips, and really you're going to get eaten in the end. If you think that you're a bag of chips, then your chip bag is going to be empty, because you're going to be eaten to smithereens. Really, we're in the day of slaughter. We just read it today. And better get some perception and some clear-mindedness about yourself and cut away negative things. Now, if you are dealing with somebody, some people are dealing with people that are around them, you absolutely know they're just freaking full of themselves. They're bound by their own addictions. They don't want to listen. They're prideful. They are just full of just upheaval all the time. The divine's saying you need to resist them. Somebody's being tested today somewhere, because there's a huge pride out here. Okay, I got two cards here. There's huge pride is showing in the wording here. And the divine's saying something very unexpected is going to happen to that person. If you are around somebody and you've tried to, bring them into a place of truth and get them to a place where they can be disciplined or something like that, but all they do is just they blow off their mouth all the time, and all they're doing is meditating real secretly or whisper. You need to get away from that person. This is not the time to be dealing with people like that. You need to just go away from them. They're under judgment. It's showing itself out here. And if you have changed your way and found, a new way of living by understanding by what we say brings prosperity, and this is you being set free from all this addictive stuff, then that's awesome. Then that's absolutely fantastic for you. Congratulations. So the divine is bringing the ShAhH out here, which is, let's see, it's the 12th letter of the alphabet here in the runes. It's the J, and today is the 12th, so that's amazing. I love when the divine does that. And that's, that goes right back to the harvest. This is the harvest. This is the great slaughter, right? And so here we are. The people are getting ate because of the things that they've sown and because of what they've blown, because of their pride and ego. And the towers are fallen. They're fallen. So anyway, we do get the harvest itself with the rune coming out. It is the J. We have people who have been gypped. Okay. This goes back to your yield, benefits, a marriage arranged for mutual interest, a healing, a recovery, a completion of a cycle is here. And so that's what's coming out in the runes for us. Let me take one more. Somebody's dealing with their ex that's really puffed up or has been puffed up. There's seduction out here. If somebody's around you and trying to seduce you, you need to be very careful because it's a test. You're being tested. I see generations out here as well. Okay, we got the monkey coming out here, and that's it's focus. It says to focus on personal relationships. Okay, yes, you need to be careful who you are talking to, because overall energy is about the mouth. You get into contracts with your mouth, okay? There's mischief here with the monkey coming out here, and there's social stuff showing itself here with the monkey, and there's cleverness. Yes, somebody being tested today, and somebody's like real determined within something to do with this overall energy of, since what I'm seeing out here is a lot of pride and ego. The higher they are, the harder they're gonna fall. Really, somebody's got luxury and has money to pay off people to do things for them, and the divine's showing there's something very unexpected that's going to be something massive that's going to take place. If for some of you all this is past energy, and you're still dealing with whatever the residue of the pride and ego that came down because of their mouth or what they blew out or said or didn't say, then the divine's still showing that to remind you of what's happened by way of the mouth. Okay, don't get gypped by other people trying to woo you, because there's cleverness out here. That cleverness is showing with the monkey, but that also goes back to real foxy energy. Okay, we're dealing with today. We got the sun and the moon, and that goes back to idol worship, and that's why there's a great harvest going on right now. A great slaughter is because for so long people have bowed down and said things to idols that don't have no mouth. They don't have no ears. They don't have no eyes. And people giving offerings and burning their children and doing real devil stuff. Okay? And so if you've gotten free from this person, they could be trying to still be around you doing something, trying to push through and not giving up and something like that. We do have people out here that are overcoming, though. I'm seeing overcoming energy really huge out here, and a divine grace. If that used to be you, you got to teach from that place now. You're under obligation of teaching how monkish you have been. Okay, if somebody's around you really playful today, you really need to not give into that seducing. The devil wants to come and seduce you by his words, make you feel a certain way, try to soothe you. That's what he uses. He uses sensual energy to get you, because that energy is all puffed up. It's something suddenly is going to change for you if you give into that. Give me just a second. Yeah, look, there's a lot of financial things showing itself to me. Okay? Could cost you. Could really cost you. So here this message come out for, there's a harvest here. But how you harvest, how you and I harvest, has everything to do with who we're connected with, and that's the great divine. There's only one way, and the law of love is the only way to rise above. Okay, to humble the self is what makes you raise up high, but not in pride. Okay, so use discretion in your business. Restrain yourself from any kind of chains and become disciplined. Speak the truth in love. Ask the divine to turn on your intuition so that you could, I mean, seriously, guys, you feel one little bitty thing on the inside of you. Do not discard that. Don't just exercise that within yourself. It will save you. I see huge grace out here, and truth really is setting somebody free. Okay, so if this message, you're listening to this and you just happen to just listen to it, and somebody, after you turn it off, comes near you and you just get one little thing, then the divine showed you something in advance, because he always does show us things before they come. There could be two. Look, I'm seeing two women in a basket. Okay, still coming through my spirit, and they're real devilish, and they're very prideful, and they're probably very pretty on the outside, but they're ugly and they're empty on the inside. Okay, unless people truly connecting with the Holy Spirit, you're going to be taken under, because the divine is showing poverty out here, and you don't want that. I'm seeing chaos out here. I'm seeing it happen just like that. Okay, so this is a message of a warning for someone. All right, so we take the good, the bad, the ugly on this channel, because it saves us. Okay, it protects us to look at that. If the divine wants to bring it out, then the divine brings it out. Okay, get out of any kind of insecurity, any kind of feeling left out in the cold. Like I said, if you're all by yourself, you're really not. If you connect with a great one. Okay, so anyway, this is what came out. Until next time, y'all, shalom.